Hello and welcome to Bricks. I'm Adam and this is Bricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Technic Monster Jam Max D set. This is set number 42119. It has 230 pieces and I paid $24.50 for this set. This set retailed for $20. It retired at the end of 2022. I got this just recently in 2024, and so I did pay a little bit extra, but I got it sealed, kind of local place, didn't have to get it shipped or pay for shipping or anything like that, so I did end up buying it, and this is the only one of the Monster Jam sets that I had not looked at yet. And as you can see here, I've already done a video about the main build, this Max D Monster Jam truck set, but because this is a Monster Jam Technic set, it is a 2-in-1, so that means we have an alternate model here. So in this video, I am going to take this apart and put the alternate quad bike build together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I disassemble this and while I put together this, I will speed the video up and then I'll slow it back down to review the alternate build for this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the disassembly for this Lego Technic Monster Jam Max D main model set, and while we look at the build for the alternate build here for this Technic 2-in-1 called the quad bike set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That stuff helps me a bunch, so I really appreciate it. So we're getting near the end of disassembling the main model. It was actually a little bit of a process to take it all apart. I find that is usually the case with Technic models more so than Creator 3-in-1s, and now we will get started putting together this alternate build. So I spend a lot of the time in the full review talking about why I love Technic 2-in-1s and what this one brings to the table that maybe some of the other ones didn't. So we can see here we do still have the pullback functionality. We start adding like one of those panel pieces, and there's kind of some complex angles in here and some nice stuff how everything goes together. So there's a little bit of building of some kind of sub-assembly type things they can add together, and you can see it's starting to take shape kind of where the seat is, maybe some like fenders or like mud flaps or something. I think I actually put those on upside down and backwards and incorrectly, so I'll fix that during the full review. And then we had some other finishing touches here, like the part on the hood. We will add the handlebars, then we add the tires, and then we're all set. So now on to my review for this alternate build. Okay, so here we have the alternate build called the quad bike. This is the alternate build from the Lego Technic Max D, Monster Jam Max D set. This is pretty cool. I can't remember if there was anything quite like this. I'm trying to think. Because one of them was kind of like a dragster, sort of. That was the dragon one, I believe. I thought maybe the Dalmatian dog one was maybe something like this. I don't think the shark one was like this, or El Toro. Yeah, I can't really remember, but I remember liking all of those other ones, and this is pretty good too. Okay, so yeah, I just went and checked my videos for all the other Lego Technic Monster Jam sets, and it looks like the Grave Digger alternate was the off-road buggy model, which is not quite the same as this. The El Toro alternate was the Rock Racer. That one looked a little bit similar to the Crocodile buggy, or like kind of a combination there. The Megalodon alternate was called the Low Racer model. And the Dalmatian one I was wrong about. That was actually the race truck, and I really, really liked that one. So they do have pretty distinct alternate builds here, which I really appreciate, especially because for the most part, like, there's a lot of similarities, particularly between this one and the Gravedigger, but even the like off-road buggy alternate for that versus this, have some different things. So this is like the scale's way different from the other builds, and it's pretty interesting. So I'm pretty happy about this. Of course, it does still have the pullback thing, so that is tucked in back here, which is good. And while we're looking at stuff, and before I forget, these are all the pieces that were in the main build but not in this alternate build. So the flag is not used here. I don't know if there would be a place to add it. There are places that it could go. I don't know if there are any that make, the most sense or anything like that, but that's here. One of the kind of 9-hole beams there. These longer kind of shock pieces there, these couple little pieces. So, and then a good amount of the, I think at least 6 of the, pins with the open stud and the silver barbs there. These pieces over here are the extra pieces that will come in a set anytime. So that you can kind of see it. Use most of them. Most of the big ones, most of the important ones, didn't use, this and this, and then the rest of them are relatively small, not too big of a deal. I'm sure there are probably ways you could kind of add these things in here. I know there's some pinholes that you could put some, like, put one of these and put a barb in there if a person was compelled to. I don't know if there's a great place to put this, but maybe as like an extra bumper if we kind of put these pins up more. And I don't know, there probably is ways to incorporate the rest of the pieces without changing too much here on the build, but this is really cool. So this is supposed to be a quad bike, so we can see here, quad 4 wheels. We kind of have these pieces sometimes used for seats. They were used for the roof of the main build, almost sort of like mud flaps or kind of fenders there. If this is a quad bike, there might be mud being like, spit up from that, and these can maybe protect that. We have kind of this seat here in the middle, and like, different things for where your feet might go, so that's good. Overall pretty symmetrical here, even though the build process isn't. This is, I believe, supposed to be, the handlebar there, and that can actually be moved a little bit, which is fine. And this is kind of the maybe mud flap fender area for the front tire. Kind of have like a hood here. We do have the lights on the front. I really like the shaping done here. Even though there's some gaps, I think the overall look is pretty good, and the brain kind of can fill in those gaps. So I really like the use of these angled kind of pieces here. And looking at the rear, we have some asymmetry there with a exhaust, so that's on the back. We also have these light pieces used on the back. Overall, the build was pretty straightforward, but I liked like this kind of subtle change in angle here on the back, which was nicely achieved. And there was some kind of unique building stuff. I think, the use of the 6 barbs that are in this one, I don't know if they're supposed to represent a particular part of a quad bike, really, or a 4-wheeler is what I would call them probably. But you know, that those are down there. So it uses 6 of them on each side, and they're pretty hard to see. It might be that they represent some part of, you know, the engine or something like that, although I do not know. Those could easily be left off of there, but then we just have more leftover pieces, and that's kind of a fine little detail. Overall, I don't think this is as successful, like maintaining the color scheme of the other one, because I really liked the color blocking, how it had this, then use some of like the orange and yellow beams and these stickers to kind of make more of like a stripe, almost a racing stripe. I think overall the color scheme still feels cohesive enough, but it just kind of abandons a little bit of the kind of premise of the main model. I think this is kind of intended maybe to be done without these stickers, and that could be true. So like the Max D on the back here, I would say is upside down. You're supposed to read it down like this, and you know, if it's like that, it's kind of makes sense. I would have probably flipped those around had it been the case, but the way these work and the way you apply the stickers on the main build, that's how they end up. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe I did that wrong. I mean, maybe I did that wrong, and we're supposed to do it like that, which very well could be the case. So let me see here. I might have just messed up, so that's not really a legitimate complaint if I just made a mistake. And then I also, while I'm doing this, maybe I will switch these around a little more. So I probably should have caught this when I was building it, and it does, I think, eliminate maybe some of my criticism of this. So I'll get this back on here, and then I'll do this one over on this side. Okay, and I'll do this one on this side. All right, now the Max D looks a bit different there. So we can read it. I would say that's kind of the orientation I would anticipate here. And then I switched them, like I had to flip them because I had the short side over on the rear higher up, and we flipped them around, and then I flipped them side to side to kind of get them this, so like the gray or dark bluish gray is still on the outside, and then we don't still have the great kind of stripe going through here, but it still makes a little more sense, and to me it makes more sense than having the gray on the inside there. So now that I have fixed that, I believe this is how it's supposed to be per the instructions, and I'm looking at a picture of it right now, and if we look at the rear, yes, but they do show it without these stickers there, so that's okay, but there is a way to do it. Other than that, like, we don't use the flag sticker piece. These are fine. I hope I did them right. I have it with the Monster Jam logo to the rear axle on both sides. Those could be switched and have the Monster Jam, up front. I don't, they don't really call out that in there. And then on the side here, we have Max D for maximum destruction, and over here as well, same right here, kind of in the dash area, and I think that's all pretty well done. I thought kind of building this whole front end, where I already said I really liked the shaping, but like when you connect this kind of curved or this L panel here to all of this stuff, how you do like this and this 3-pin one with the axle hole on the side, same as that one under there. All of that came together really, really nicely, so I appreciate that. And overall, this is pretty cool. I think I like this more than the main build. It's just more of an interesting build to me. It's more visually interesting, and I don't know if this is true of every alternate build for these Lego Technic Monster Jam sets, but I might say I like the alternate builds for them all because they really kind of branch out and do some unique stuff. And again, like the other ones, or like I said for the main video here, you know, if I was to compare all like 5 or 6 of them together, I don't know where this would land in my ranking of my favorite, for most favorite to least favorite of the alternate builds. It might be towards the bottom, it might be at the bottom, it might be just in the middle. I don't know if it would be up top necessarily, because I did really like how different some of the other ones were to just a monster truck, and this one's, you know, very different in its own right, but there are still some similarities, I would say. And yeah, this is super enjoyable. It's a great toy, and I really like it. You know, I've already kind of talked about the extra pieces here and the extra pieces that come in the set generally. So thinking about the value for this, it's 230 pieces. I paid $24.50 for it. I didn't have to pay shipping or anything like that. It did retail for $20, and I talked about it in the video for the main build. Was, you know, I really value 2-in-1s because it like doubles the amount of time I get to spend with a set just in build form. And you know, theoretically, I could, if I liked the Monster Jam one more than this, I could take this apart and put it back into the monster truck version, which would also, you know, I would spend even more time with it. So if that's for play, if I wanted to race all my Monster Jam sets, or if I really wanted to compare all the alternate builds, there's like a good amount of, I think, value inherent in a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1, and a lot of these Technic 2-in-1s I really appreciate. And that's the same for like the telehandler and the snowmobile and the motorcycle that were all in like the $13 boxes over the last couple years. I think those were all 2-in-1, but then the recent kind of what was it? Was it like a bulldozer or something like that? That one wasn't a 2-in-1, and I was a little bit disappointed because it really does add a lot of meaningful value to me personally. So I think this was great. You know, I think I overpaid a little bit for it, but that was perfectly acceptable to me. If this can be bought for $20, I think that's very fair and a pretty good price. Cheaper than that would be great. I paid a little more than that, and I'm not bothered by that at all. So very, very cool. Yeah, I like this, and I liked this set overall. I really enjoy these, and you know, I don't know if Lego is going to continue to license stuff from Monster Jam in the years to come. I would certainly welcome it. I don't know how often there's like new teams or new trucks or new drivers or whoever kind of does that stuff, and I don't know how many there are generally. I don't know if all of them are appropriate or not for Lego and Lego Technic. I would assume after doing like the Gravedigger, they'd probably be fine with kind of whatever, but it just sort of depends. And so I would really welcome these. I think they're very fun, and I would prefer these over like the Technic Neom McLaren, which I did like. That has the pullback. It was a little bit more expensive. I'm not thrilled about some of the sponsorships and whatever, and I don't think that one was a 2-in-1 either. So I think these are very good value, and I enjoyed this one as well as any of the other ones. So very good. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego Technic sets, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, Technic stuff, brick system stuff, tons of different Lego videos. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those. And if you want to support my channel and support my videos here, you can do that right here on YouTube with memberships, supers, and thanks. All that stuff helps me a lot. Every little bit helps, so I appreciate it. And I still have the Patreon. It's linked in the video description. It's linked on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. And with that and the membership on YouTube, you can get access to all my videos early, as well as some like exclusive videos. I just put a member exclusive for for Patreon and YouTube members of my kind of build and commentary of the Rivendell set, which is one of my favorite sets of all time, I would think, or I would say overall. And I'm going to probably be doing a follow-up video of that where I get to look at that set a little more closer and a little more in depth. So the video that's up right now is kind of the build process sped up in this kind of setup, and then I also recorded kind of like a voiceover commentary to go along with the build. So if you're interested in that, maybe check it out. Again, every little bit helps. So thank you very much, and I'm just very grateful for anyone who likes, comments, subscribes. All of that stuff means a lot to me. It really helps me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.